Gord, that's a game that the Marlies had a lot of pace in the early going. Did you feel you were going in the right direction from the get-go?
Yeah, I thought that was our most complete game we played in a while. And you said it right from the get-go, even though you get down, but the guys didn't really didn't give up on it. And I thought our forecheck was really good, our structure was good, and our application of our systems was excellent. So throughout the game, I thought we could basically roll 4 lines, which we did, and it worked out well.
And to get a contribution early from the 4th line, bit of a jump there?
Yeah, for sure. Troy Bodie's been real solid for us all year and scored a big goal for us, but both Denver Manderson and Fraser McLaren were really good as far as getting pucks out on the walls, and I thought they spent the majority of the time in the offensive zone, so that's a big plus for us.
One of the guys who didn't get rewarded with a point necessarily, but looked like he was working hard all game, and especially along the wall, Josh Leivo. What do you think of his game tonight?
Yeah, I hate for him to think that he's not doing the right things when he doesn't get a point, because he was strong on the walls, and he was doing the things that translate to NHL hockey player, and the points are coming with him. He's getting his shots, and he's just not connecting on them at this point, but hopefully when they really count, that's when he's going to connect on them.
The late game of the icing call looked like it wasn't one at the beginning. I don't know, did they give you some sort of guidance as to why that happened the way it did?
They just said that's an icing call every time. So when it wasn't a call going the other way, probably about 2 minutes earlier. So you know what? It's one of those things. It was a good learning tool for us to have another defensive zone face-off in our zone.
Well, that's the nicest way to put that. The Nylander late in the game, you had Bodie on the wing there. Any thoughts and reasons to that?
Just basically we wanted Bodes' size and he knows what to do in those type situations. We felt like Willie on the second goal didn't quite do the job that we needed out of him, and pointed it out to him in between periods. And so that's part of the learning curve with Willie. Is he's going to make mistakes, and he'll be put in those situations in the future, and he'll be better off because of it.
Must be a million playoff scenarios going through your mind, but what's it like to have these guys in a race and maybe get in there? It would mean a lot in terms of extending their learning experience.
Oh, for sure. I'm really, as a coach, been in these situations where you're sort of in a. We've always been either in a playoff position, firmly entrenched, or out of it. Yeah. So I think it's a good thing, certainly as a coach, but for these players to go through these tight games, and we're going to go through a lot of different scenarios. And 11 o'clock game today is a bit of a challenge. The back-to-back games are always a challenge. We're going on the road down the stretch run. That'll be a huge challenge, and if we find a way to get to the playoffs, and that'll be a real great learning tool for him.
Byron Bowles, obviously a big point producer this year. Did you know much about him, and what have you found out about him since he came to this team?
Well, I didn't know him really as a player myself, but Ben Simon, our assistant coach, had him as a player in both Rockford and Cincinnati, and he's a guy that does everything right. And not only 2 huge goals for us there tonight, but just on the defensive side, he was very good on face-offs tonight. He does, his positioning's good. And, it's great to see a guy be resilient like that. There's some guys they go down to the minors and the lower minors and they probably get a little apathetic, and he's, if anything, made it more of a challenge, and I'm really happy for him.
You had to say Troy becoming captain, I'm sure. What do you think of the job he's done so far, and a guy who made his living physically? What kind of a captain has he translated into?
Oh, he's been great, and he really hasn't changed since we put the C on him. He's always been a leader in the room, and obviously we had Trevor Smith wearing the C previous to that. But Bodes is always sort of that just steady and influence, and again he does everything right. He calls guys out if they need too. He gives them a pat on the back when they do things well, and you know, those are the kind of veterans you need in your room that you know, are great examples, and they lead by example too.